What's up guys, it's Andrea and I'm back again with another video. Today's video I am going to be giving tips all for new nursing students, those of you who are in your first semester of nursing school, or if you are about to start nursing school. Hopefully these tips will help you on your journey to finally finishing, graduating, and getting your degree. So if you are new to my channel and you do not know, my name is Andrea. As I said, I am a senior nursing student. I'm in my 4th semester of nursing school. So after this, I have one more semester to go and I will finally graduate in May. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump straight into the tips. Okay, so my first tip is going to be to, make a friend, or make a friend or two actually. And I'm not saying to have these friends as a study group, because as you guys know, majority of the time I really don't like to study in a group. However, I could not imagine being in nursing school and not having a single friend. And I realize there's probably going to be some of you that are thinking like, I didn't do nursing school, to make friends, or how there's some people that are like, oh, I go to work to work. I don't go to work to make friends. I understand that, but I personally feel like nursing school is something you cannot do on your own. And I mean that because I'm saying that to simply say, your friends that are not in nursing school or have no idea what goes on in nursing school, they will not be able to relate with you. They have no idea what you're going through. So if you have those friends in nursing school, they know what you're going through. You guys are able to communicate about things that are going on within the program. Hey, don't forget about this assignment. Don't forget about this, because there are going to be a million and one things that you need to keep up with. So to have an extra person or two, there to help you will really and truly be beneficial to you. Okay, so my next tip, I actually get asked this a lot, especially, for you guys who it's your first semester of nursing school, how to become more accustomed to the NCLEX style questions. And what I mean by that is, in nursing school, our questions are not straightforward to the point. Like, they're not definitions, like they're nothing like that. They are for you to be able to apply the information. They expect you to know the information so you're able to apply it. So with that being said, there are different resources that you guys can use to be able to get adjusted to these questions, get all the practice questions that you can get. So my suggestion to that is using the NCLEX Saunders book, Evolve, which I've brought up multiple times in videos. And even if your instructor doesn't require you to have this Evolve, you can still purchase the code, whether it's through the website or through your school bookstore. Again, the website is called Evolve, E-V-O-L-V-E. You can actually just go ahead, like I said, purchase the code, and they have tons of practice questions on there for you to be able to practice the information. Once you have studied it and you're ready to do practice questions on it, you are able to access those questions online. I do also want to say, I know there's this big thing going on with Quizlet right now saying, that it's not free and stuff like that, which I'm still using it. It's still free. Quizlet, they have tons of questions on there. You just have to really find the right ones in the right format. They have, NCLEX style questions on there. And what I super truly, really like about Quizlet is they have, sometimes there are students or nursing students that put questions on there specific to a chapter that you like, specific to your chapter, specific to your book. So like I said, you really have to, if you are going to use Quizlet, you really need to, I would say, use questions that are specific to your book, and 9 times out of 10 you will be able to find that, because like I said, there are nursing students that put their own practice questions online, so they can practice it themselves, but they make it public, so everyone, any other nursing student is able to view it. Okay, and I added this next tip in here because I actually had someone ask me, I guess, a little bit of what my input was on it. So my next tip is basically just saying studying the PowerPoint is not enough. If you haven't realized that by now is your time to realize that. We're mid-semester. The PowerPoint is not enough. It doesn't matter how much information your instructor puts on the PowerPoint. You need to be able to grab more information from more resources, whether it's the Saunders book, whether it's your, class textbook, whatever it is. That PowerPoint is not enough. A lot of times what the instructors do is just grab the basics. They're saying, okay, hey, I want you to know this, but they don't go in depth. So you need to take that information from the PowerPoint, get more information from your textbook, whatever other source you use, and add information onto that PowerPoint. But just using, just the PowerPoint will not be sufficient. Okay, for my next tip, I'm actually gonna look down at the paper because I don't want to tell you guys the wrong schedule. My next tip is actually going to be a schedule that I think you guys should follow. I try to, when I have the time, I try to follow the schedule. I feel like when I do follow the schedule, stuff tends to go a lot smoother. And I'm gonna tell you why I put the schedule in this order. So Boom, starting from day one. I feel like it's really important. The first thing you should do is review the text before you actually go to class. Now, if you're in my program, once you get to my semester, you'll see a lot of times, and actually even like in semester 3 or just in general, a lot of times teachers like to have pop quizzes in class because they want you to go over the information, read the information, at least review the information before even coming to class. So that is why I say it's super important. I'm not saying you have to read the entire chapter. Maybe go over the objectives, you know, read what the objectives want you to know, as well as the key points at the end of each chapter. Whatever it is, I just feel like it's super beneficial to you to be able to, you know, review the information before actually going to class. My next one is going to be asking any questions you may have in class. And again, you're not going to have any questions to really ask if you haven't reviewed the information, if that makes sense. So review the information, review the chapter, you know, as much as you can with the time that you have before class, so that way anything that you didn't understand when you were reviewing it, you're able to actually ask once you get into class. My next tip, I know it's super hard. I have a super hard time doing this, but actually reviewing the information that you learned in class immediately after class. A lot of times, you know, when we learn stuff in class, it doesn't really click with us, you know, right then and there, but maybe if you're able to break it down and, you know, look at it at a more slower pace right after class, you're able to catch on to that information. So in the beginning of the semester, when I had time to actually do this, I found that when I actually, you know, go over, it doesn't even have to be like repetitively doing it, just at least one time after class, going over all that information that we learned in class, being able to review it immediately after kind of helps the information to stick better into my knowledge. So after, you know, you've, you know, read after class, you reviewed after class, every day up until your test, and I say every day you want to review at least for 2 hours on the information that you're supposed to be studying. And some of you may be saying 2 hours is not enough. Some of you may be saying 2 hours is way too long. You know who you are, you know how you study, you know how long you need to study or don't need to study. I say at least every day, kind of get some of the information, study, review, look at some of the information at least daily, so that way you don't kind of lose track of what you're supposed to be studying. So every day up until the test, you need to be reviewing this information. Okay, and the last thing that I want to add to that is, as long as you're reviewing and studying this information, and I say this to, you know, each one of you guys every single time you message me, it's super important to do practice questions. Resorting back to that one tip that I had about the NCLEX style questions, you need to be able to apply, you know, go over what you learned and be able to apply it into those practice questions to make sure that you actually learn that information. So with all that being said, make sure after each study session you are able to go in and do practice questions over the material that you learned. Okay, and my final tip is do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself. Something that I like to keep in mind is you did not make it this far to only make it this far. You made it this far for a reason, and it's only to progress even more. I know we're mid-semester. A lot of you guys, especially if you're in your first semester of nursing school, if you're not doing so well, if you're not making the grades that you expected, especially in your first semester, just know, I said this to you guys before, just know that it's normal. It's normal to feel like this is a challenge, because it is a challenge. You know, nursing school is hard. It's not something that, you know, is the easiest thing. It's hard, and it takes a lot of not sacrifice, but determination, motivation, ambition, all that to actually be able to progress through the entire nursing, you know, journey. But like I said, just don't doubt yourself. You can do this. You will get through this. And you know, if you guys ever have any questions, I try to answer back when I can, when I have the time. But as you guys know, my semester is hectic. So like I said, just stick with it. We're almost there. We're like halfway through the semester. So if you can, you know, just keep it kicking, we're almost to December. So guys, that's all the tips that I have for this video. I hope you guys truly enjoyed this video. If you have any other video suggestions, please be sure to leave them down below in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay up, stay with it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I just had to let you know you're